Hey, what's up? So, I guess I'm gonna do a. I just figured I wanted to do like a fragrance impression. I haven't actually done anything with my hair today, but I didn't wash it or nothing. Actually, I did a little like online, one of those virtual interviews you get. So I kind of woke up and I was just, playing on the internet and stuff and doing some kind of homework. These things I'm trying to learn. Well, I just didn't take a shower or nothing, but so I just went in the shower and dunked my head and brushed it. But the other day I used this Vaseline hair care product. I'll show you what that is. So I'm not sponsored by these guys or anything. I just thought I'd say that. Of course I'm not. But so I just bought this on I think on eBay or something. It came from England. It's like Vaseline. It's made in India for Unilever. I think it's the only place you can find it. But it's pretty good because it doesn't really have a smell. And it's a very light sort of. I'd probably say like rose or something. Very light sort of clean smell, so it's good. I don't like heavy smell, hair stuff. But anyways, I just brushed it, and I think it's still there from yesterday, so that's not bad. Anyways, what is this review? I mean, impression. The impression I'm gonna do today, because I've never really been wearing this fragrance at all, and I kind of like it. I thought it was a little bit kind of different. It was kind of strange a little bit at first. But anyways, this is Dior Homme by Christian Dior. This is the fragrance. This is the bottle. Got this like a few years ago, maybe like 4 years ago or something now. It smells like just kind of really gorgeous. I remember watching a lot of videos and people, I think like 4 or 5 years ago or something, this was like this huge hype. Like people just loved it and stuff. And I think I just ended up buying it. I bought Fahrenheit too around the same time. That was a much more kind of masculine, almost like a powerhouse actually. That one is because it lasts basically all day in like one spray or something. It smells so strong at first, but that scent kind of just grows after a little while, and then it just stays pretty strong. Sort of a leathery, kind of nutmeggy, wet and dry, cold and hot type of fragrance. Pretty interesting, but it's quite a masculine fragrance. This one's a pretty strong fragrance too. It's quite perfumey. Like some other scents I could probably compare it to would be in this perfumey aspect would be Aramis 900 comes to mind, which doesn't really smell at all much like this. But just okay, hold on for 1 second. All right, so now I'm back. So I had to go down into the basement because that's where I usually keep all my fragrances that I'm not wearing or not using at the moment. I keep them in the basement because it's kind of 50, 60 degrees all the time and there's no sunlight, so I just figured maybe I'll just keep them fresh. This is the one that kind of comes to mind when I think of this sort of kind of floral, woody, quite perfumey sort of fragrance. It's very thick. It's kind of like perfumey, almost in a woman scent type of way. But I kind of like perfumey fragrances too. But this one's kind of perfumey. At least I'm gonna find out in a second again because I haven't worn this one in a while either. But this one's pretty good. Yeah, this one's actually got you can definitely smell a lot more kind of spice in here. I know there's patchouli in here. It's a lot more green, a lot more. A lot more sharp. There's like a some florals in here, but I definitely smell like a patchouli kind of almost syrupy. There's perfuminess in here too, but it does actually smell quite a bit spicy. It's interesting when you compare one scent that you think kind of smells similar to another scent in your head, like you haven't used that one in a while, but you're smelling this one, and then you actually compare them. Like I've done that with different scents, or even just comparing unrelated scents. You can kind of pick out more stuff about one or the other fragrance. Like, yeah, this one is really spicy in comparison, but you know it's spicy, but then you can really tell, yeah, it's pretty spicy, or yeah, it's pretty this, or it's softer, or it's more elegant, or whatever. But this one, much more softer. There's really, in comparison to that, there's like no spiciness in this. There's no roughness. It's really smooth and very pleasant. It's quite thick, kind of woody actually even. So here's another one that is a perfumy fragrance. Um, so I'll try these. Let's do another comparison. So this one, the Obsession for Men's pretty perfumey. So let's see what that smells like. Yeah, this one's like on the same level of smoothness and softness, really. This one's pretty smooth. It's not rough or nothing. This one's pretty smooth too. It's not rough or nothing, but I can smell more amber in this and a little bit more spiciness, like cinnamon or something. You can definitely smell just a touch more roughness in that one. This one I don't really. You can kind of detect a little bit of roughness in this one. I think this one actually has some patchouli down in there too. So they're actually kind of similar in perfuminess. This one's just more an amber scent, and this one's, I think it's actually iris root, or orris is what it's called. It's, iris root. And if you ever smelled iris flowers, that's the only thing I've smelled natural iris is. They have like a grape sort of smell. Like they have these purple irises that my grandfather used to grow. And, brought a bunch over here, and now they just grow a lot. Smelling the flowers is like kind of a grape smell. I think maybe that carries into the roots too. It's not really a grape smell, but you can tell where it's woody, sort of in that sort of blue kind of scent imagery, blue purple scent imagery, but woody. This is pretty nice, pretty thick scent. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit on. So actually, I'm gonna just for the hell of it, I'll compare it with see what Azara smells like in comparison. Yeah, I mean, you know what Azara smells like. It's kind of to go over that, but and then Paco Rabanne, I mean, heavy lavender. So it's kind of like a shampoo. Anise, a lot of anise in this, which is nice. No relation really with this. So more closer to the Obsession for Men in terms of like, elegance, kind of soft perfuminess in a way. So this is one of the big bottles. I think this one is pretty expensive. This is Eau de Toilette, 5 ounce. So I got the bigger one because the smaller one was like $73 for the 3.4 ounce, and the 5 ounce was like $100. So when I got it, that was the same actually with Fahrenheit. I got the big bottle. They were like $100 each. It's pretty expensive fragrance. I actually haven't even really worn ever. I mean, I wore it a few times here and there, but never really much wear it more. So I'll spray a little bit on just for the test. And the great thing about with this fragrance, right off what I get is kind of green. The green sort of freshness is really nice. You could almost say it smells like lavender, but it does. I don't think it smells like lavender. I don't know if there's lavender in here, but it's like a green, kind of watery, sort of crisp root. Like I'd say a perfumed celery stalk or something like that. But celery just smells like kind of watery and crisp. But take that celery stalk and that crisp green freshness, and add some type of florally element, maybe the iris or something with that. So really quick, it's just that green. It's got a kind of greenness, of freshness in here, which is nice. And then yeah, it's like a green leafiness or something. Maybe it's actually vetiver. I don't know. I think there might be a vetiver listed, but it's kind of like along those lines. It's like a crisp perfumed celery stalk or something like that. And I think I definitely smell the iris too is in there, of course. But up front is just really crisp, and it's pretty nice. I think this is a pretty strong fragrance again. Like I was saying, compared to the Fahrenheit. Anyways, I actually quite like this bottle. It's pretty awesome. This is like a huge one though too, but definitely a nice smelling scent. What can I say that it gives me a feeling of? It kind of actually, I think it kind of gives me like a cozy feeling. It smells very rich. It smells, quite, very elegant, kind of, fur coat. Or it smells. To me, it smells kind of like a cashmere scarf in terms like how soft it is. Like I actually have a cashmere scarf right here, and it's just really soft and it kind of smells like that in a way. Just it has a softness like that about that. It's a pretty elegant sort of scent. I mean, it's like I just imagine wearing sort of one of those long sort of wool, old-fashioned type of wool coats, cashmere scarf wrapped around you, and I don't know, maybe if you wear a hat or something. It's pretty elegant smelling. Interestingly, like when I first got this, and I went to, I worked to work. Um, one, probably the first time, maybe a couple times after that, but it's quite strong. It's quite perfumey. So one of the things that people have mentioned, I'll mention it, is when I went to work that day, I sprayed it, and then I went up. It was winter time. It was like cold and it was snow, but I sprayed maybe just one spray on, and then that's all I usually do is one spray on my neck and then one spray on my wrist, and I just kind of if I touch them together, I just kind of get one wrist onto the other, and people say you shouldn't rub your fruit. I wouldn't just sit there and rub it, but I mean, just kind of get it on or something. But I don't think that matters much. I usually, like I said, just one spray to the neck, one spray to the wrist, and because I don't want to put too much on, especially like going to work or even a normal day, every day type of thing. Some fragrances are definitely more stronger than others. This is one of those stronger fragrances. So, I mean, it's probably not like the best. I don't think this is the best fragrance to wear to a workplace, like an office or something, 'cause it's pretty strong. It's almost like if a woman wears like a Chanel number 5 or something at work, and you gotta smell the whole place. um, I think they're more like this one or those ones are more, not working, being out and about or stuff like that, or that type of thing, walking out on town and stuff like that. Where a strong fragrance kind of is pretty interesting, kind of smells good in a workplace, and maybe I mean I feel so like self-conscious, but anyways, so what I'm trying to say is when I walked up to the street, because I took the bus, so I walked to the street, take the bus, I sprayed it on, I had my coat on, and I had my scarf on, and I had like my hat on, one of my winter hats, and then when I was walking to the bus, I just kept smelling. It smells really beautiful and awesome and stuff, really soft and kind of beautiful. But I kept thinking, man, this is such a feminine smelling fragrance. Maybe I smell like kind of a girl or something. And that's kind of what it definitely has that aspect. Like it is quite it's kind of feminine smelling fragrance. But I'd probably say like if I actually had a women's fragrance here next to me. Well, actually, hold on a second. All right, so I have a couple women's fragrances here, and I'm gonna compare and see because it does smell kind of feminine, like I was saying in that way. But also, what it's got is a lot of. I think it's got some vetiver in here. I think it's actually got some patchouli too, so it makes it masculine in that way. So it's not really a feminine fragrance. And I definitely smell kind of patchouli or like a vetiver. I think even sometimes you can get a sort of green, spicy zinginess in here. I think that's kind of what I'm getting now. It's probably in the mid. It's just a little bit spicy. It's like a patchouli or something that comes out just enough to have some of this sharp kind of jagged edges. And of course the iris is pretty strong in here too. And then I think it's probably vetiver too. But that stuff kind of makes it more masculine. It definitely it kind of does have this, makes you think like it's feminine fragrance, especially early on. So here's some feminine ones. So here's I think maybe it would be similar to this, because this is a perfumy one. This is Oscar de la Renta's original one for women. This is called Oscar. It's from like 1978 or something like that. This is a floral fragrance for women that like floral fragrances, I think. So I haven't smelled this in a little while, but yeah, definitely quite a flower fragrance. Perfumy floral, definitely a woman's fragrance. I mean, this one, like, no dude's gonna walk around smelling like this. Smell like like a female. This one. So this one, yeah, you can definitely smell it. Almost a leatheriness actually in this one. So you smell quite a bit of kind of a leatheriness, a lot of the spicy kind of patchouli and stuff. This is what I'm getting now. Maybe it's just early on you get a lot of the spices haven't creeped up yet, but it's pretty nice. Definitely a masculine fragrance because I mean you could just tell this one's definitely a women's fragrance. Let's see what else we got in here. So it is Giorgio Armani C, the Eau de Parfum one. It says this one has cassis, black currant, chypre, blood orange, wood, musk, white sandalwood. It's like it's oriental. Yeah, definitely feminine fragrance, 100%. They all have, feminine fragrances have this certain thing to them. I don't know what it is. It just smells feminine. I mean, there's no masculine elements in it, like spiciness, like leather, like woods and dirt and stuff. This is more, you know, sugar and everything nice type of thing. Like watermelons or something, I guess. I'd probably equate with like a feminine fragrance. Um, Something like that. 100% of women's fragrances smells stuff like that. My grandmother one before. They all smell like that. This one, so yeah, definitely a man's fragrance. You can smell. You can almost smell kind of a soapiness in there. Actually, a little bit too. I don't know what on its own, like you smell it, you might think, "Wow, this is very like a feminine perfume or something." But in comparison, it's actually not. Kind of interesting. So anyways, where would I wear this? Just casually out and about, even in the evenings or to, nice places and stuff, or if you dress up kind of nice or something, this could really go with that. 'Cause it's quite an elegant perfume. It's definitely not some casual you'd go like if you're like a teenager and you go skateboarding and stuff, you probably wouldn't want to put this on, put like cool water on or something like that, I'd say. But um, pretty good fragrance. Not 100% my style. So probably like a Bazaar Param or something. I wear that one a lot. Paco Rabanne Param and stuff like that are probably the one of my go-tos, or just musk or something. But that sounds pretty nice. So I'd wear it on occasion, like for that thing, just going out and about and kind of just smelling good, kind of thing. Going for like a walk or something through the park or something like that. That's kind of what I think with this type of fragrance, or even in the city. But it does have it could get you thinking a little self-conscious about yourself because it does smell kind of feminine, like I've been saying. So it's definitely not a macho fragrance. So, anyways, let's just go on to the Dior's website because it's getting kind of long here. See what they say. Dior Eau de Toilette is intriguingly powerful and fresh. A new masculine sensuality with a smooth raw wood, heart notes of tender wood and Atlas cedar. So maybe that's what I'm smelling instead of patchouli. And then it says warmth of Haitian vetiver tinged with spices. The wood is chiseled in-house at Dior. I don't know what that conveys modern masculinity. I don't know what that means either, but a man of many nuances. Okay. Confident in both his strength and his tenderness. Okay, Says a bold scented trail leaves a sensual imprint. Definitely a sensual fragrance. Perfumer's word. Unmistakably virile signature. Does not prevent it. Tender sensual accents. Draws on the modern man. I keep talking about. Olfactory notes. Okay, so it says Atlas cedar. It gives a dry, leathery warmth. Combined with vetiver. It's a harmony of woods. So it's Atlas cedar, vetiver. It does have patchouli heart. And then vetiver. Native to India and found in Haiti, vetiver. Central oil. Vetiver creates a bold, sophisticated, it creates the base note. So they're saying Atlas cedar, vetiver, patchouli, and vetiver again. So I don't know. I thought this was supposed to be an iris fragrance. Like I've read it before. This is there on Dior's website, Eau de Toilette Dior Homme. I've read this before, and it said that it has iris absolute and maybe a couple other things. I remember it said the vetiver and the patchouli and stuff. But iris absolute, I think, is the big thing in this scent. Um, so, anyways, not to keep going on with this. It's a pretty beautiful scent. And like I was saying, all the other things, but that's kind of my impressions of Dior Homme. I don't know what else to say about it. It's kind of like one of those almost perfumey sort of flowery scents for men. Quite an elegant scent. So that's my impression, and I welcome yours. Bye.